for like 1,000 years. But not that lady. If memory serves correctly. I'm not gonna run over there, not along this. Hey everybody, thanks for coming along. Thanks for joining us. We're going to cross over the Baltic to Riga, Latvia today from my home away from home in Stockholm. This is that city. You can see it's rather large in its modern age, stretching across both sides of the river a bit. But historically, it was right here in the center of town, stretching back to the 800s and the time of the Northern Crusades and so forth. Some of those fortifications are still visible today, although not all of them. This big outer ring is more or less destroyed and gone and built over, as you can see, from the 1897s. But more importantly, we're going to run along the bastions and check out things here right in the center of town. And these go back to the 16 and the 1400s, as a matter of fact. That is to say, the old city wall mirrored much of what became the bastions in the 1630s. So let's take a look as we run along and see what's on the ground. We're going to start right over here. All right, we're in Riga, Latvia. I'm Chris, your boots on the ground. And this is a city moat, believe it or not. The river's over that way, down the way, and the city is behind us over here. And what we're going to do is run the bastions as something we do on It's the Signs and Breaking Impossible, just for fun. You know, they've been here for like 1,000 years. But not that lady. She's only been here a little bit. But let's go see what's on the ground over here. Alrighty, there is a lighthouse. This is the city moat. I don't know what the lighthouse would be shining on. It's got to be just a monument. But more importantly, you can see the shape of what would have been a bastion is now a lovely park. You can tell by the big diamond shapes there, although obviously all the mounds and groundwork are all gone. I am on the outside of what would have been the ancient city. It's obviously gone through a lot of change over the centuries, a lot more than some of those we've seen elsewhere in Tallinn or Gdansk and so on. But it's still fun to get out here and check out how history impacts modern life. Here in Riga, it's a lovely little park. Let's keep going. This is a fantastic little spot. You can see the row of houses there and the sort of greenworks in front of it, although they must be kind of modern. You can see buildings cut into them and tunnels and parking lots and all sorts of stuff around them. But that tower there in the center now is part of the old city wall. So this would have been one of the areas. In fact, what they call the Swedish Gate is just behind this part, and I'll show some photographs of the walls over there. And what we're coming up on in the front is one of the last remaining large bastions left. You can see the hillworks there still, and how the city moat is just winding around in front of it. So we're going to keep going, but use your imagination as you watch this speed run here on It's the Signs to see what it would have been like, you know, 5,000, 8,000 years ago. Enjoy. Okay, there's the tower again. Going sort of that way along the row houses is where the old wall was. The Swedish Gate is down the line there. A section of it is still there. Again, we'll show the photos. But now I am on the bastion. You can see from the sloped pathways and the hilltop stuff, although now clearly gardened and part of a park, still has remnants of how it would have been. I particularly like the little archway you can see and the stonework there. Who knows if that's original? I certainly don't. But my imagination runs wild at what here remains for us to enjoy, because history has left this once fortification, now, as I've said a couple of times, a lovely park to go running in and let our adventurous spirit take over as we imagine the glories of the past. Although, how glorious is the war, I don't really know. But taking a look from the top here, again, you can see the moat below in its typical diamond-shaped form around the corner, with us overviewing the whole thing from our perch here atop the bastion. So let's keep going, shall we? This angle, there's our mound that we were just on. But how can we not stop and enjoy and admire the Monument for Freedom here in Riga, Latvia, right in its historical context along the city moat. Again, that's looking outside away from the river. This is looking inside towards Old Town, and we're going to continue along the moat just on the other side over here. See how far we can go and discover whatever's left, as we usually do. We've been following the moat a little bit, but it goes right under the cement here, and apparently under this rather large shopping mall. So not sure what we're going to find. We're going to keep trying to follow it. And there it is. Although I don't think this looked like a very fun run over to the river, which is not very far. Just down there where that train trestle is right there. But I'm not going to run over there. Not along this. Looks like they're working on it though. Brand new dock being put in. I certainly hope they're not going to take tours under the mall and through the moat over there. But maybe they will. Or maybe it's just for along the river. Who knows? Alrighty, there in the distance here is the tower we pointed out before. This then is a section of the old city wall. The bastions are behind us through this building and a parking lot, which perhaps you just saw or will see shortly on the speed run. But why we're here is to walk through to the backside using what is called the Swedish Gate. I'll look it up later, but one can already know that Sweden and Denmark and many others were feuding and fighting over the Baltic states for a long time, and as a result there's lots of these little artifacts like their namesake, this gate, that now we're crossing over, of course, into Old Town. We're gonna spin around and then walk down the back side of the wall just for fun. Again, here is the Swedish Gate. And let's take a walk up here, shall we? Unlike some of the other cities that we've been to, like Gdansk or Tallinn, here in Riga, there's not much left, or not as a whole piece anyway, of these old relics from around the 1300s, if memory serves correctly. I'll correct myself later. But it's still pretty darn cool. And for you tabletop RPG fans, I gotta say, this little gateway here just makes me want to roll for initiative. Come take a look. Like, knock knock, who's home? Better be treasure inside. Alrighty. So that wraps it up for this little run around Riga in Latvia, along the Baltic Ocean across from Sweden. A lovely place to visit. Some excellent places to run, to eat, to drink, to enjoy. I hope you make it over. And if you haven't, I hope you enjoy these little It's in the Signs, and we'll see you out there. Breaking Impossible.